Hello, welcome back to Benasushi Live Noding. Earlier today, I saw this some kind of visualizations that I found kind of interesting. I think I'm kind of thinking to do the same setup using Sverchok add-on in Blender. So let's get started. Excuse me. Let's go to compositing, delete everything, and I can actually do start this from grease pencil, just by drawing like a loose stroke, like freestyle, and then recreate the shape. I wonder if it's, but for now I'll just be using just a primitive, I think. So Sverchok and start with Ngon and viewer draw, and let's have a look. So we have Ngon, and we can increase this until it looks like a circle. So, and I'm gonna save this real quick. So resampling, linear. I don't know what to call this. It's some kind of visualizations, kind of like turning a shape into something that's kind of linear. I found. So basically, we are tracking a point along that shape, and then kind of maybe figuring out the distance from the floor, like the center part. Yeah, I think something like that. I think I've done this in the past, but I'll try to do it again as simple as possible. So we have this Ngon, and the next thing we can do is look at the point basically and check out the y the y distance. So we can do that actually pretty easily already. So that's actually all the point y value. So with the point y value, we can probably just use a range float or range integer. This doesn't matter. With the start and stop, and the count should match our point here. Let's see. So we have n sides, 8, and we just plug that in there, and we have range float for our dots. So range float, this is gonna be the x, and you're gonna get the y, and let's look at the result. Maybe it's gonna be correct or wrong. Okay, it seems like we are already getting something. And UV connections and edges. So this is our visualized Ngon, sort of. Yeah, I think that's the Ngon. Seems like we are getting somewhere. And that's a circle, and triangle looks something like that. So instead of having the points just matching this guy, maybe we can let's see, we can maybe kind of offset them as well. But for now, let's see, this is the Ngon, this is the shape drawing. We can resample using vector interpolation. So this is all the vectors, and let's visualize our resampling. So we can resample it. I'm gonna draw larger vertex with a different color, so you can see this is the points interpolating our circle. Give it a green color, and range float between 0 and 1. Let's give it a number. So we can interpolate as many as we want. So the same thing if we have just like a triangle, we should be able to, okay, turn on cyclic. Okay, we can resample it that way. Okay, I think the shape needs to be cyclic for what we are doing. So once we are resampling this guy, we simply pipe it into this guy, but the count needs to match our sampling number. So we can detach this guy. The count goes there. So this can be like triangles, and then we increase the sampling, and now we can see clearly the shape of this triangle. It's actually more like it's not exactly like this shape. It's more like this guy right here. So you can see how as I increase it or decrease it, maybe I can even rotate the thing, or maybe try actually just to shuffle, actually just not shuffle, shift. So list shift. So that's the thing kind of shifting the triangle. Actually the triangle should not shift. The one that shifts should be this guy. There you go. So that's our wave, kind of. Yeah, I think it's doing the right thing. And then if we turn it into circle, of course we get this sine wave. And but of course you can always like randomize and then maybe use grease pencil. I'm not gonna use the grease pencil for now, but you see you can kind of randomize the shape, and then you can see how it affects our linear wave, sort of. So from something that looks circular, you can see how it generates this kind of crazy looking wave. Kind of wondering how this guy actually sound like, but I'm not gonna do that now. But we can certainly try to do that. So this circle, I can increase it. So that's the thing looking pretty fancy. Randomize, and randomize the seed. Still pretty circular, but I think this shape, the heart shape, and it gives you this very interesting a wave. Maybe something we can try. In order to visualize this better, perhaps instead of having just a green color, maybe we just select a point, just the first point of shifted circle. Okay, so let's get the first point, list item, just get the first one. Okay, I think that's the first one. So that's the green color, and if we shift it, you can see how the dot is kind of traveling, and the dot should actually match this point here, the first point for the wave. So I'm gonna shift the wave slightly, vector move, vector in, just move it in X a little bit, something like that. So now you can compare how the green is being traced following the circle to create this kind of wave. So shape into linear wave. So this is how it works. It's more or less just like this visualization. Maybe for the circle, I can also just use the dotted pattern. Okay, that's kind of nice. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this live loading. Hopefully this is useful, and you can see how Sverchok add-on, nodes-based framework in Blender can really help to visualize a lot of mathematical or algorithm, or like, you know, like all kind of practical stuff that's normally hard to explain if you're just using numbers or symbols. This simple design can help you teach maybe your students to visualize what's actually happening. Okay, so thanks again for tuning in. Let me know what you think. If any question, feedback, suggestion to make this better, let me know. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.